Hey, morning, everybody. Welcome to the first live stream for today. And of course, your host, Superman, hashtag Superman. I don't know why I put the hashtag right there, but it's there. I don't know. So, welcome, everybody. Hope you guys are having a good day out there as always. Representing, got the limit orders in. Woo! Yeah. And accumulate. So, get into it. Let me get in the chat as well. Let me just check the audio is all up and running. Make sure. I think I'm on the camera there. Woohoo! Let us go. We've got a couple pumps there. A few people quiet, so we'll just wait for a few people to get in there as well. What time is it here? It is currently 11:30 a.m. on Friday, the 1st of July. So 11:30 a.m. here on Friday, 1st of July in the future, bringing you the crypto news, and so it's going to be a lot of fun. Woohoo! All right, rock on. All right, so we've got some interesting stuff. We've got the stock market update. We've zoomed out, just adding the stock market because of all the things happening geopolitically and, of course, financially in the year ahead. And so we've been adding more of this content in there, just keep a bigger context. And then we're going to zoom in into crypto that way. So we've got stock market today, a Dow and worst quarter loss since 2020 on recession fears. Obviously, recession fears starting to come in. First, we had inflation and interest rates. And now we've got recession fears as well, obviously following in interest rates and the impact of inflation and things like that. So we've got a few of those things coming in. We've got a couple of people in the chat there. Fat Sammy, hi all. And John Gibbons, hello. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, John, good to see you. So we're going to quickly check out the markets at the moment. So we've got the Dow Jones at 30,775, down 250 points, just under 1%. So 0.8% there is the decrease. As long as it stays over 30,000, it's pretty important psychological level. Standard & Poor's there, 3,785, down 33 points, and also down similar amount, 0.9% there. NASDAQ, 11,000 there, down 150, and that's over 1%. So remember, the Dow Jones is the 30 top industrial firms in the United States, S&P 500 there, a bit of a mixed bag, and NASDAQ got a lot of tech firms and other stuff in there. All right, so that's pretty much that on that front. We've got the VIX, of course, is the volatility index. How volatile is the market? And, of course, a bit of a fear index as well in some ways. That's up 2% there. And, of course, that's actually down. It's not as high as it was. It was up much higher over the week there. So let's have a look at the last month. You can see that it's not as high as it was. It was up at 34 in the last month, but it's, currently down at 29, just under 29 there. Dollar index just a little easing as well. Basically, when there's risk off, people will go into the dollar. When there's risk on, people will move out of the dollar. Generally speaking, it's just slightly lower. So it's a little bit of a risk on there, but the markets are down. So a bit of a mixed bag there. Commodities, of course, we've got oil coming down a bit, so that's good news. Coming down, it was over, it's up $112, something like that. You can see that it was up way high, right? It was been up as high on this 15th of June. It was up at $125. That is down now to just under 9 there. So, they're coming down. West Texas, Brent oil there. What else we got there? Gold at 1806, not performing too well either. And, of course, food. We've been watching food pretty closely, soybeans and stuff like that, wheat. Obviously, the Ukraine, Russia, a lot of food production there. A lot of that goes to the Middle East and Africa and other places. So that's been a bit of an issue there. We're going to keep watching that as well as the property market as well. So a bit of a roundup here. The Dow on Thursday wrapped up the second quarter of the year with its biggest quarterly loss in 2 years. The latest economic data flagging a wobble in the consumer, exacerbated fears of recession at a time when the Federal Reserve is hell-bent on bringing down inflation. Obviously, criticisms has been that they're late to the party, and so they've been more hawkish, more aggressive. So it's kind of the general consensus there. Energy led the broader market lower under pressure from falling oil prices. OPEC and its allies, including Russia or OPEC Plus, said they would stick with the previously announced output plan, resisting calls to step up the pace of production. No kidding. So no kidding there. That's what happens when you have a US president decide to abandon self-sufficiency. So you're back in the old game again. There we are. So once again, following 2 days of meetings, OPEC said they would increase monthly production, overall production from the month of August to 648,000 barrels per day, unchanged from prior agreements. So there we are. They could easily turn on a lot more pumps. So that's just the way it is. When you got the oil cartel back in power again. Tech stocks cut some losses, but remained a big drag on the broader market, even as Treasury yields slipped after fresh signs that economic growth is slowing. And what else we got? Yeah, under 3% there for 10-year yields. Consumer spending rose by 0.2% in May, short of forecasts for a 0.4% rise, while April's figure was revised down to 0.6% growth from 9% previously. Consumer makes up around 70% of the economy. It's always good to remember that as part of the national income, the GDP there. If they are not outspending, there is little hope the US can avoid a near-term downturn, is the play there. But really a lot of it's actually supply-driven. So that's where I think they need to do a lot of the solutions. But of course, they're making a lot of the problems. So don't expect that anytime soon. Sentiment on Meta was also soured somewhat following a report, Reuters report on Thursday citing internal company memo. Social media company is bracing for slower growth in the second half of the year. Chip stocks as well. We've talked about that a little bit lately. What else in there? I think that's probably it. In other news, we're talking about Bitcoin there slipping below 20,000, triggering a fresh bout of selling across the crypto-related stocks, with Coinbase, Marathon Digital, and Riot Blockchain nursing heavy losses, they say. So that there is pretty much the stock market overnight. And of course, you can see that the markets are actually closed now. They're still open, sorry. Are they still open? They're still open. That's weird. They're still open. That's the commodity markets here. Stock market's still closed there. So cool. They also had another news here around Celsius here. Actually made the headline, so that's pretty interesting. Crypto lender Celsius says it is exploring options. And of course, retail crypto lending platform Celsius Network said on Thursday it was exploring options, including deals and restructuring of its liabilities. Celsius earlier this month froze withdrawals and transfers, citing extreme market conditions, leaving its 1.7 million customers unable to redeem their assets. This is what happens when you go to CeFi, right? Centralized finance, pound, not your keys, not your coins. Boy, oh boy. Might be all fun and dandy during the bull market, but when the bear market comes on, you get some of these companies fall from grace. This is what happens. So not great news. That's why we always talk about DeFi on this channel, decentralized finance. You hardly ever hear me talking about centralized exchanges playing on them, and it's very rarely that I would do that. Decentralized is the way to go. The other thing, of course, is the only time I would ever think of doing it is if I was after a particular coin that was only on a centralized exchange, and then it would be in there, get the coin, and then out again. So that is pretty much it. So decentralized land, that's the place to be. So some crazy stuff. All right, cool. Market for digital assets in recent months has been roiled in extreme volatility as investors dump risky assets due to fears of aggressive interest rate hikes to tame stubborn inflation could plunge the economy into recession. That's pretty much it. European Union has agreed on groundbreaking rules. Let's call it groundbreaking rules for regulating crypto assets. These are centralized assets too. If you think about it, centralized exchange and things like that they can get their hands on, not the decentralized. That's free. Welcome to freedom. That's the way it goes there. You got to remember that cryptos are still a really small market in the world. So they are picking on a very small market in terms of trying to regulate certain things, right? So it's the pros and cons when you get the regulation. Cryptocurrencies have lost more than 400 billion since Terra USD, a major stablecoin pegged to the US dollar, collapsed in May. Bitcoin tumbled another 6%, leaving it down over 70% from its peak in November. Similar to a bank, Celsius gathered crypto deposits from its retail customers, invested them in the equivalent of the wholesale crypto market, including decentralized finance or DeFi sites that use a blockchain technology to offer services from loans to insurance outside the traditional finance sector. No doubt a lot of Terra Luna there. Celsius promised the retail customers huge returns, sometimes as much as 90% annually. The lure of big profits has led individual investors to pour assets in Celsius and platforms like it. And obviously, Terra Luna was also offering up returns of this level as well. So there we are, folks. That's what you get. So anyway, that is the stock and crypto market coverage there. At the moment, we got BTC back over 1900. Has been below 90,000. Has been below 90,000 overnight, down 5%. That red does look really red, doesn't it? Doesn't look so red. Some crazy red there, that's for sure. That is some crazy stuff. What's the low over the day? Let's have a look at the last 24 hours. The low so far is been down to 18,744 has been the low. That was a few hours ago. We're back up over 19,000 at the moment. Yeah, boy. That's so good. All right, so cool. That was special sound effects that just added in there. After you watch Trayvon's one, you got to add a few sound effects. So there we are, ETH at 10.27, down 6%, and BNB, that's down 2.62% at 2.13 at the moment. How's the stables doing? USDC looking okay. USD Tether always slightly below peg there for some reason. That's why it's always slightly below. BUSD there at the same as well as a dollar there peg. So the stables are holding up okay. That'd be calamity if we had stable coins crashing, losing their peg dramatically. That'd be terrible. We don't want that. So we're all good. We're all good. We're all good. All right, let's get into the chat before we get into Hex. That's where we're going next. Hex Crypto, folks. Welcome to Hex Crypto. Bender's in the house there. Woo! I can see a Bender. Sandy Beach as well with the beach. I'm loving it. And Sandy does live next to the beach, so that works well. Brennan says, good morning. NATO raising concerns about China. Oh, really? I hadn't seen that actually. So, yeah, it wasn't in the news flow either. So it must be on another thing now. I have to look that up afterwards. KD in the house there. Hey there, suit man. Woohoo! I got my latte, so I'm feeling good. Hope you guys got your own cup of goodness there. D1 says, what's it? Mangdingoswap.com is now up. A great place to put limit orders, etc. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to take a snapshot of that. I'll have a look at that and may talk about that later on, another live stream. Just let me copy that. Yep, boom, done. All right, Sal Rugg says, Katie. Yep. D1 says, good day, Hex Legends. It is indeed. James Bond, hello everybody. Hey, good to see James in the house there. How many Hex Token channel members we've got in? Fat Sammy's in the house, Hex Token channel. Sandy Beach, Hex Token channel member. James Bond, Hex Token channel member. Big shout out, appreciate the support. Kate Figure in the house there. Hello, Hex Token and all. Do not drop a AR 500 target on your big toe. Oh no, that sounds terrible. Now I would agree with that. That sounds like a good advice. Al's in the house as well. Hello, Superman. Your channel rocks. I appreciate that, Al. That's really nice thoughts. Thank you so much. And Easy as well. Woohoo! Good to see Easy. Get Hex, another Hex Token channel member in the house there. Good morning with a cup of coffees. I love it. Yeah, let's bring up the coffees. Cheers, cheers, cheers. A cup of goodness is what we call it now. Cup of goodness. I just made that up. I don't know. It's probably been said before, but you know, it's I just made it up now. That's good. That's good. For a homemade coffee, it's one of those sachet coffees. You know, they're pretty good, actually. D1 with the spanners, love it. What else have we got there? Katie says, once Celsius lets their users withdraw their funds, bring on the rug again, says Katie. A sea of red, lol. Yeah, there's definitely a sea of red. These are the times. Yeah, we're in a bear market, so we're just trying to find that bottom as well. And the house, says Dave. It's a good thing that Pulsechain hasn't launched during these conditions, right? So we want to wait to we clear out the shop, as it were. All the people that are going to sell will sell, is the way Richard puts it. Cafe Time, says Katie. Yeah. Am I inspiring you with the coffees? Yeah, probably. Hex Huddle in the house there. Hey all, good to see Hex Huddle. Woohoo! And beers. Cheers. Whoops, wrong coffee. Yeah, that's a beer there, Brendan. I think you're on the night show. You're on the night show later on from our second live show. Pulse Hot List says easy. And monthly close 40% down on BTC. Yep. And easiest, did you look at Pulse Hot List? Yeah, we've covered Pulse Hot List. I think we were the first one to ever cover it. They're easy. So yep, we've covered that when it first came out, actually. You can find that video, I don't know, a little while back. We covered that. What else? Let's get into Hex. Woo! Okay, here's Hex at 3.6 cents. I'm glad to tell you. That's 3.6 cents there. What's the low, though? What's the low? 3.4 cents. So we didn't have the 3 cents. We got the 3.42. Yesterday, we were at 3.3. I mean, it was getting pretty close to 3 cents, but we didn't quite make that yet. So we haven't quite made the 3 cents. We're at 3.6 cents at the moment. We've got our green candle. Yesterday was a green candle on my chart, but ended up being red, closed red. It was green and it closed red. Can you believe it? Anyway, here's the interesting stuff. Let's zoom in on this. We've still got our trend reversal signal in play. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? That's because we've got a higher low than we had back here. That's what it's the chart saying. So let's go back. Actually, I've got the wrong one there. We are still, let's go 13 days. So we're a 30-day EMA. So we've still got back on the 18th of June. That's when our data begins. So the yellow line is 13-day EMA. So exponential moving average weights the prices near the front, the contemporary prices it might be called. And of course goes back to the 18th here where we had lower lows here. And of course, we've got the actual price, the Bollinger Band prices moving down. So Bollinger Band price is the 50% red line. If the yellow line crosses over, that gives us indicates a very high chance of a trend reversal. And that signal's still in play, but we've got the price at the moment at 3.8 cents on, I've actually got the thing up here. I got the thing up here and I'm trying to read it on the other side. We've got the price of the Bollinger Band 50%, the red line at 3.8 cents. But we've got the EMA at 4.03. So we have closed a little bit. We had a little buffer the last 2 days of 0.3 of a penny. That is now 0.2 of a penny and the difference in that signal. So the signal's a bit weaker. But hey, what we could get is reasonably as a curve back up there. That's kind of what we're talking about getting, is this curve going back up. So there we are at this stage. So still got that green candle today. Let's see how it closes. It's going to be pretty important to close now and get some green days on this. We have got a higher low still compared to what we had, because back here we were at 2.8 cents. That was the low on the 19th, and low so far has been 3.3. So 2.8 to 3.3, and of course that means that we've got a reasonable chance of getting that crossed over. So let's we'll keep watching out for that. Again, remember this is going to weight the contemporary prices up the front here. We've got the Bollinger Bands also closing, so the top 95% of the price range, bottom 5%, they're still closing there, still getting a bit more narrow. What was yesterday? 5 and 2.6. Today is 4.9 and 2.6. So they're a little bit closer there in today. So we'll keep watching for that. Let's have a look at the DMI. DMI still got a bit of weaker selling here, so it's going to put that signal under pressure at this stage, but hey, we have got a green candle, so that might turn around. And the RSI there picking up, so that's a little bit more of a bullish signal, and we've got plenty of room there to run if we do get that price starts to build from today onwards. We've also got the RSI there pulling down at 43. This is the stochastic RSI, and it's pulling down a little bit there at the moment. So we will see whether that decides to turn halfway and move back up there. So watch out for that. That's pretty much it. We've got our levels. Let's do our overlays. Our overlays here, man to man. So our 2.95% retrace would have been 2.6. We didn't quite get that. Like I say, we got 2.8 cents back on the 19th. And our 1 cent 98% retrace, which will be pretty hardcore. 98% retrace, that's pretty hardcore, especially for a product like Hex, one would argue. So that'd be down to 1 cent, 98% there. I know people got their limit orders in at 1 cent and 2 cents. We know that Rack and Rochelle was talking about doing a big over-the-counter deals at 1 and 2 cents there. So presumably he hasn't been doing anything like that, and so forth. So yeah, we also know that he's got his exchange coming up. So presumably they're going to need Hex and stuff like that. Although he's already a super whale. So it'll be interesting to see how he's playing all that stuff out, how it's organized in different accounts. Maybe we've got 5 accounts, 5 big whale accounts. We know of 2 of them apparently, and 3 of them we do not know. And that's controlled by a law firm there by Rack and Rochelle. So some interesting stuff there. So this is where we're at the stage. And of course, if we go all the way back, we can see that we've got a bit of support there in the market based on the previous structure on the chart of 3.6. And of course, we're currently sitting right on that support level. That's resistance at the moment. We're sitting right on that at the moment. And of course, we want to get back up to, tackle this 4 cent mark here as well. All right. So at 3.9 cents there, that would be 92.5% retrace. So that's what we want to get back up to here. That's 3.9 line here, this yellow line. So cool. That's kind of our next sort of structure there. All right, let's get back up to, obviously getting up over 5 cents would be pretty key. Then getting back up over 6, the sort of range here before that solid line at the top there, that is 10 cents. That's where we kind of want to target there. We're a long way off there, so let's see how we get on next day too, and we can see where we can build some green candles. 3.62 cents. It's starting to climb a little bit there. Maybe we'll get a Hex Token channel pump, you know. Pump. All right, so nice. Let's jump over the quad charts. Before we do that, though, let's get into some of the comments before I get too far behind. Easy said, "Oh, you did? Yeah, we did. We covered it because it just came out when we were doing our first live stream. They're easy, so we got to cover that pretty much straight away. Yep, man, covered pulse hot list. Yep. I haven't been promoting the sacrifice though, so yeah, I haven't been doing that. Hex Hodl says he also covered 100 projects in one stream from a list. I did do that too. Yeah, that was some crazy stuff right there. It was an hour and 22 minutes we took to do 107 projects we covered. That was pretty crazy on Pulsechain. You guys think I'm going to do it when it's like 200-300 projects? No, that's not going to happen. I think 100 was perfectly fine. It was pretty hardcore. It was a bit of fun though. Rapid fire. We did it rapid fire. Easy in house there. Haha. Yeah. Maddie has a sack pool if interested. Yeah. So if you want to do Pulse hot list there, Maddie Allen has a sacrifice pool. Cool, easy. Haha. Okay, I must have missed it. Yeah, sacked Fank says easy. Looks like BTC 13k this weekend, and RH can call the bottom soon, then launch pulses. Yeah, I wouldn't be too fast with that call. With the launch there, I wouldn't be too. I don't think it's. I think we've still got a few months to play out in this market. I just don't know. We get to the bottom and then you got to have a bit of a breather. It's kind of like that. It's got to have a bit of like oh man, we got through that. It's like, oh, now we have a bit of a rest, bit of quiet time until we sort of start having a bit of a move up. It's kind of how I feel it's going to happen there. Chris P in the house there. What's up? Obviously not BDC. Yeah. And Richard we trust is Katie. That's true. That is true actually. Pulsechain says bought some more Hex this morning. Nice, super. I want to save your money for more Pulse, but who knows when that will come out. Yeah, that's what I say. So this is a Maxi channel, right? So obviously we're looking for giant X returns with Pulse and Pulse X, and I think the incentive token is going to do very well too. And obviously Hex as well. So this is when we're talking about other projects, we're talking about just maybe a little bit of funds into those, just as a nice speculative play to participate in some of them. But at the end of the day, the big X's we're expecting in Pulse and Pulse X. So if you're wondering why I don't cover a lot more other sacrifices, it's like I used to come in back a lot in the beginning, but a lot of those were big utility plays, and I like lending and I like staking projects. So those are the ones I tend to generally do. Occasionally I'll do a speculative project. But not only but I'll state that it is quite speculative, right? So just take that on account. All right, cool. Brendan says Australia is expecting more flooding in the coming days, batten down the hatches while the Aussies on East Coast. Yeah, it's a crazy, it always surprises me that Brendan, that Australia gets so much flooding too. When most people think, I guess it's quite flat, so I guess it's not too surprising. It's just so dry there. I guess it's those kind of monsoon rains, is it? Something like that. But when people think launch will be December, January, might call August, September. Yeah, I'm hoping for an August, September, Dave. But there are quite a few people calling December, January. You're quite right. And I can see the logic of that, like a December Christmas launch. I can see the logic for that. I mean, you got Hex, a 3-year Hex party, December. You got Heist Estates coming out. But it's after PulseCon. I don't think PulseCon is going to be a deciding factor. It would be quite a good kind of. It would have been beautiful if it did launch at that time. That's sort of your August September mark, isn't it? Your August September. So we'll see. I still think they've got more testing to do if they've rewritten the code. That's going to take a few months. That's my guess. Will Rackham Exchange deal only with Pulsechain tokens or the whole crypto market? Well, it's actually going to be a crypto and stock market, Pulse Beta, so it could be quite large. But definitely will have, it's for Pulsechain. So yeah, it should have Pulsechain tokens. I would imagine it's going to have other crypto stuff, but we'll see. I actually didn't. I don't know if we can see that on the screen. Pulse Beta. It's worth. I'll have another look at that. So Chronic Carlson, how's he smoke one up? Yeah, smoke one up, smoke one up. What are we smoking? We're smoking coffee. We've got my latte. We're going to smoke my latte coffee. That's pretty cool, says Sebastian. Ether's pumping hard, says Hex Token. Is it? Let's have a look here. It looks pretty much the same there. All right, let's get, we're going to wrap up a couple of these comments. Let's get nervous about the two large stakes finishing. Yeah, we've got big stakes coming out the 2nd and 3rd of July. Probably check that. Sandy Beach, hi Hex Token, everybody. Good to see you, Sandy Beach. Hit that like, says Too Fond. Definitely smash that like. Hit the subscribe button too. Hey, we're heading up towards 4,800 subscribers. I actually lost a subscriber yesterday, so that takes you down a bit. So we're at, we need 2 now. So we needed 1 subscriber yesterday. We need 2 subscribers to get to 4,800. So smash that subscribe button if you haven't. Vets in crypto and how? Bang, bang. Good to see you, Vets in crypto. Jump through some of these. Stevie D's in the house there. Hey, Stevie D, good to see you. What else there? Salmon SB's in the house there. Hi, all. Yes, I'm planning on joining Matty Allen's pool for PHL. Nice. Hard to stay focused on work, says Vets in crypto. I'm hoping July the 15th launch, says Pulsechain. July the 15th. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. We've got another Fed meeting coming out there with interest rates, so I'm not so sure that's a good time. I think we have to wait for the front end loading of any interest rate rises. If the Fed's going to try and compete against nominal, like really, if they're going to deal with inflation, they have to hit nominal inflation, and that means interest rate rises, up at 8%, 8.5%. That would just smash the economy, man. That would just smash it. I don't see they can do anything other than destroy stuff. That's why I said I think that their better solutions are with the executive dealing with the supply issues, but they've created a lot of those supply issues because they've got some really bad policies. Okay, Katie's announced they suit me and the rest of the Hex community saved me so many times with the sacks. Bad projects in Celsius. Hey, yeah, that's so true, Katie. Woohoo! Matt and Barley in house as well. Morning all. Good to see you, Matt. And Mosiax in house there. Glad to be back. Yeah, good to see you back from Manchester. Nice. Refresh. Oh, do I have to refresh? Is it not refreshing? Let me refresh that. Maybe the API got stuck, right? Maybe it's just not the refresh right there. Oh yeah, BTC up there, 19,700. So it's climbed $700. Woohoo! Ching ching. Let's do it. Let's get the rally on back over 20. It's going to hit 20 and then it's going to find a bit of struggle, I guess. Stevie D says heading to a Hex meetup in Seattle with Ballet Brand, RH Max, and CJ and others. Oh wow, that's so cool, Stevie D. Let us know how that goes in Discord if you don't mind. That'd be great. Yeah. RH saved me from the Celsius meltdown, says Rich Ryan. Yeah, well, that's true. A lot of people would have got into that probably that weren't in the Hex community. NATO devising a 10-year plan against China and Russia Black Swan event possibility. Yeah, well, certainly China in particular. Yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, Brendan. I'll have a look at that. We might talk about that in the second live stream. How about that? Do you think that we're going to see 2 cents, pal? Well, it's not out of the possibility at the moment there, Pimp BBQ. We are seeing a little bit of decorrelation, I think, in the Hex. So I still need to do a correlation chart there. But yeah, there is a chart with Hex versus Bitcoin. But I want to do a correlation chart, and that's actually a default indicator. But it doesn't seem to be able to pull that up at this stage. So I'm still working on that. Maybe just be the fact that I don't have the right access to TradingView. So I will look into that again. Cool. Let us go back into the markets here. So there's our quad charts. And of course, we got Hex at 3.6 cents basically. And it's sort of been zigzagging around since, zigzagging around for quite a while here. This is the 15-minute chart, by the way. So let me just change it to an hourly. That's the hourly chart there. So where are we up to yesterday? So yesterday we were up around 3.7. It's pulled all the way down there, and of course, last couple of hours just trying to make a bit of a comeback there. It looks like the angle of this hourly chart is actually starting to bottom out, doesn't it? Look like it's sort of like bottoming out there. So let's hope we can get a zigzag back the other way, is what I'd say. Certainly, if the market here is starting to go back up again, that would certainly be supportive. We got Hedron there at 556. And it's had a low of 500, so bouncing off the lows there, really. I know it's got down here back on the 17th here on the day. There's the daily candles. of 175. Can you believe it? 175. Picking that up and running all the way up to 12.59. That would have been a nice mad gain for sure. We were watching that at the time. We were talking about it at the time, so people could have picked that up. Maxi at the moment. Yeah, Hedron with the ICOSA product coming out with staking for ICOSA for Hedron and burning as well. Maxi at 6.5 cents. Obviously, this is the talk of the town. And what's not to like about Maxi? They are absolutely killing it with the game theory. They're also, as I say, wringing out the best of Hex out of there. They're removing a lot of circulating supply, and we're looking forward to the base. That could really, the base buying, we could see the base buying certainly buying up some Hex in the chart there, just like we saw when Maxi came out. That was pretty good. They're going to run it shorter too, from the looks of it, maybe 7 days. Something like that. So looking forward to that. Yeah, so we're at 83% premium. Moved it into a new range here. You can see that we're getting higher lows. This is on the daily chart too for Maxi Miss or Maxi, and yeah, looking good here. They got the base and the team token coming up. So are we even? I'm going to move the arrow, but are we even going to get even a higher premium? Is it going to move over 2? That'd be incredible, wouldn't it? It's 83% premium at the moment. Would it get to 100% premium or more as well? Now, I have a discounted theoretical premium of 200 to 300%, and with these new products, I guess it's helping that on its merry way. That's really an adjustment of the model, so that's pretty good though. So exciting. The team and base can eat up that Hex, man. So when we get risk off, Hart's law applies to Hex, right? So we have, when the markets are going reasonably good, like either neutral or bullish, people tend to buy Hex, right, rather than US dollars. But when there's risk off, Hart's law, because we have a US dollar pairing, people risk off and go into US dollars, right? Just like they do in the stock market, and we see the US dollar index go up and stuff like that. So we get the similar type of play. So we're not invulnerable to that. So how do you offset that? You offset that, obviously Hex has its intrinsic incentives, but you also offset that by having new products eat up the Hex supply. And of course, that's what we see from Hedron with HSI stakes. And of course, ICOSA coming up, going to help spur that on too. We've got Maxi, of course, eating stuff up with the Maxi. 294.3 million Hex was eaten up by that. And of course, that did help support the market price at the time too. We got the base and team coming out. Base in particular going to be 12-month rolling stakes there. And of course, that's going to end up eating a lot of Hex. How much? Question mark. Obviously, bigger pays better. That's what they're after there to make that work. And of course, you need to get up around 150 million for that. So pretty bullish. I mean, it's eating up a lot of circulating supply when you start getting products eating up at that level. So that's really bullish. So we're looking forward to that. And of course, PLSD there as well. Talk of the town. So I see it's not staking there. But it's pretty cool. But before I jump to that, we've also got Power City. So we're going to talk about Power City in a minute. That's also looking with their product. They got Power City Flex coming. That's also looking to eat up circulating supply as well. Bring them on. Bring on these products. These are beautiful products. And of course, they're going to bode well for those that accumulate their X while they can. Obviously, let's get into PulseDogecoin. Obviously, this has been a bit of fun. And of course, it's counting down, getting closer and closer. We have to turn this plane around to... this is on the daily candles as well. I'm going to turn that plane into red now. We're going to zoom that around. That's got Gunther as the pilot there. You can see on Gunther's channel there, he is an evangelist for this big time. And of course, running a syndicate, I call that loosely, syndicate of whales there. And of course, he's been talking about painting a beautiful, was it a Bob Ross picture on this here with the green candles eventually. And so we'll see how that plays out. It's speculative, remember, and of course, the contract on the blockchain is immutable. You can trust it, right? But if as soon as people were happy with it, there's no backdoor entries or anything like that. With what people say, that's not trustless, right? So you just have to go with that one. So anyway, $2.46 at the moment, so performing pretty well, and well off its support level, which is a 175 to 180. Based on these bottoming outs here. So that's looking pretty good. We're going to jump over to the contract and see how that's going. And let me just scroll over to this. Let's pull up the actual contract, see how much that's counting down under 30 days now for Pulse Dodge. So we're going to quickly look at that. and I'll pull that up there. So just bear with me as I do that. So we're at 5,024,839 PulseDogecoins at the moment. And we've got 15,188 holders. And so that's where we're at this stage. In terms of the contracts, how many people have claimed? We've got 22,263 people have claimed PulseDogecoin so far. Jumping over to the holders, we've got our big whales in place, 210, 100, 64, 54, 46. They all look pretty similar. So cool. And then there's the rest of the holders in there. So they have to hold, right? They have to hold that position if they're accumulating and holding. Presumably if they've got a lot of dry powder, that would be bullish too. And that's what Gunther's hinting at in his tweets there. Hinting strongly at there, and so that's pretty much that. Let's see how many days we got for the people still claiming, but let's see how many days there are for the claiming phase, the launch phase, because remember the total supply can't be more than 12,202,000. We've got 28 days to go. I'm sure the games, a lot of people, we did a poll the other day, a week or so ago actually, and about 60% people thought it would be the games would begin after the launch phase. But you just never know. It may happen before. So 28 days to go, and we'll see how we get on there. 28 days. It's counting down, man. It's going to be fun to watch to see how this plays out. Remember, the max could be 12 million, but there's probably about 440,000 that's going to the BNOA. So that means there's about 5.5 million at the moment, approximately, or just under that. Sorry. So I don't know if we'll get over 6 million. I think 6 million's maybe just half of this amount, and that's going to be the total supply. And of course, the PulseDoge team has talked about deflationary and staking as well now. Surprise, surprise, surprise. So in addition to the scarcity, the so-called whale syndicate, and the launch phase counting down, they're going to look to have deflationary staking. And of course, they put out a poll there. People were pretty keen on the staking. And I think 60% or 65% of people, something said 100% of their stuff would be staked. So interesting stuff there, and of course deflationary as well. So this we'll watch it. It's going to be could this be the ultimate meme coin? It's certainly so far so good, but of course it's only as good as those big whales, right? Those big whales decide to sell down. They let the pool fill up. The pool fills up, and of course it just takes one of them, right, to go, yep, I'm going to take it all type of thing, and then you're way down again. So just take that into account. It is speculative, but it does have a lot of great characteristics for some pretty good value there. Now, if they stay together and have got buying power, then this thing could really go up in price quite high. But of course, then you have to worry about everybody else selling because the price is high. So just take into account that this is the way it goes. And we know that markets go in ups and downs, parabolics as well. Cool. Let us check that out. All right, so we're going to come up to Rack and Rochelle. Before we do that, we're going to check out the BNB coins. We've got BNB at 218, down 0.5% at the moment. So cool. And Bitcoin trying to make a bit of a comeback there. Let's have a look at the BNB coins here. So we've got PulseDoge, the original, at 0.4 of a penny. So that's just showing weakness there. And you can see it in the chart there. Pretty weak there on the daily. Let's pull that up there. You can see that is the chart there on the daily, just showing quite a bit of weakness in there. We'll see what happens there. I think they actually do better, as I always say, on Pulsechain because it's going to have the NFT options. I think they'll probably be quite popular. Some people love the art. I like the art. I think it's funny, and I think it's quite well done. But other people hate the art. They think it's mocking and silly and stuff like that. So it just depends on what you think about that. That's cool. So what else we got there? P33 is part of Free Pulse and the whole spot list. So both is part of the same team there. Focused on onboarding and things like that. And this is currently at 17 cents. It's quite weak at the moment as well. So we'll see how that gets on. They've got over 100,000 people on Free Pulse, the gambling onboarding site. So it'd be interesting to see whether they can actually cross over a lot of those people over here. The other thing, of course, is when Pulsechain goes live, how many of those 100,000 people, how are they still going to be able to engage and be active? So that's another question mark around that too. 17 cents at the moment, so that's where it is. Finally, I am Internet Money this is not the wallet one, the same team, but this is on the BNB chain. So the Internet Money Wallet is IMD token. This is just an IM token with BNB. Down at 685. Still got a higher low at the moment, but that was a pretty big red candle there. We're currently on, and of course we're up at 885. We wanted to head up towards 1,000, but we didn't make it there, so we're down at 685 at the moment. So we'll just watch that too, see whether it can still manage to slowly move itself up. Remember, we've already had 9% of the burn on the token supply, and of course it's going to have a benefit from the Internet Money Wallet when that comes up. They're trying to integrate the tokenomics there a little bit. So that's for that. Now we're going to have KG on coming up on the 3rd of July. So he's going to give us having a very good progress on the Internet Money Wallet. And of course, we know the only other 2 wallets that we're expecting at the moment that are native Pulsechain will be Staker App and of course Richard Hart's Heart Wallet. So this is going to be pretty cool. There's plenty of room for a couple of players, and of course Internet Money is progressing like a boss there. So we're going to have sneak peek through of that with KG on. So stay tuned for that. It's going to come up. I hope they'll schedule that on the channel today, so you'll be able to get notifications for that early as well. So cool. That is coming up in about 2 days' time, and let's jump out of here. That is the BNB charts. So cool. That's our markets at the moment, so looking good. Hex making a little bit of a play there. Let's get rid of this as well. We've got a bigger green candle now. Yay, Hex Token channel pump. Woohoo! Pump. Nice. All right, so cool. Back to Pimp BBQ. Yeah, so we're not out of the ballpark yet. We're not out of the ballpark. We'll test that with obviously has to do with the correlation of Hex to BTC. And of course, Hex doesn't always follow suit. But definitely more around the recession stuff, the Hart's law of impacting US dollars with recession and inflation, interest rate talk. That's probably the bigger issue. So we're still not out of the woods yet. Have not called a bottom at all, but still believe that we could possibly get a trend reversal because the chart's telling me that. That's pretty much where we're at there. Stevie D says send you some photos. Nice, Stevie D. Appreciate that. You do that for the meetup. I'll join you peeps on the next Seattle meetup, says Fitz. Hey, that's cool. Hey, we've got joining hands, holding hands. What is that song? Holding hands. That's a pretty funny song. Yes, we should. The suit man 5 Asian Pacific states like US, Australia, and New Zealand was invited to the summit. Certainly a red flag, considering we are not part of the NATO officially. Yeah. Like I said, Brendan, that there's the Black Swan event. We don't want the old Taiwan. I would say that they're going to have a bit of trouble there. They still don't have enough landing ships, so still got some issues. And those aircraft carriers, they just rolled out their 3rd aircraft carrier, and it's not even finished. So it takes about 18 months, I think, to commission one of those things. At fast speed, normally 2 years, I think. And of course, the other 2 are pretty old. They're certainly not up to scratch with the US aircraft carriers, that's for sure. I've been watching a lot of those evaluations lately. Bob Wells and how's that? Hey, all dropping in from work, making coin to buy Hex. Nice, Bob. Nice. There's quite a few people that have been dropping in saying they've been working really hard and they're pushing some of their surplus into buying Hex, accumulating dollar cost averaging. So that's pretty cool. Hey, product review on house there. Big thumbs up to you. Woohoo! And Hex is the GOAT, says DB. Absolutely is. What else that we got there? We're gonna take. Hey, Top Chick's in the house. Hey, good to see you, Top Chick. And if someone thinks Hex is dead, they obviously don't know what RH is building. Pulsechain. Hex is here to stay. That's true, Chris. That is true. How are we doing for time? We've got the Hex Day stats coming out shortly. Possibly says, I'm not sure how popular the team will be. Many I have talked to don't want to give up their Maxi tokens. Yeah, that's probably the one issue. Now, we do know that the team is going to have 50% of the big pays better bonus. Obviously, the more that's sacrificed for, the more that's put in for, it's not a sacrifice, more that's put in for a base, the more bigger pays better bonus there is. So that's going in, 50% is going into the team. They've got 2 other benefits too. They got Hedron's going into the team benefit, and then of course future tokens projects potentially those extra benefits will be going into the team token. So it could be an accumulative thing there. Be the one. It's only going to ever be one sort of beneficiary token there. That's why I kind of call it. So if they do lots of other products coming in the future, a lot of those extra, they'll be scraping a lot of those stuff off all those products into the team token. So people can't evaluate that though. That's the problem. So that's probably, I would agree with you, possibility with that. But if the team keeps doing what they've been doing and doing lots of these cool new projects, then obviously more and more it's going to flood into that team token. Now, 30% of the Maxi, the Maxi that goes in there is going to be burned. 70% is going to be given out, I think, on a 369, so 3 years. There's a 10%, then 6 years, then 9 years there. So that's going to create some interesting price waves in the project. Also, as time moves forward, you would expect the price to devalue, but then that's offset by other tokens going into the team token. So it's quite hard for people to get their minds around, but it does have quite a lot of benefits there. All right, Sandy Beach in the house there. Hey, Bob. Woohoo! Hey, Sandy, how are you? Nice. I'm great, thanks. Hey, we would like to read the personal chats in the chats in there. Bob, well, all right, got to stop reading those. All right, Rothko says, woohoo! Hey, good to see you, Rothko. Giovanni says, if you were to choose one asset or currency for life, that what would it be? Well, now, obviously, that's a tricky one, actually. I would just say any of Richard Hart's tokens. That's probably what I would say there. Can I just cheat like that? Easy peasy. Hex says Bob Wells. Yeah, Hex, and I also like Pulse as well. Oh my goodness. Look who's in the chat. OMG. Patricia Steer. Oh, are you really? Oh my God. Is that really you? Oh my goodness. What a pleasure to have Patricia Steer in the house there. So good. So great stuff. Welcome, Patricia. Hope you are doing well. Woohoo! I hope you're keeping up your other channel. Actually, I need to check up your channel that used to. Man, you had such a big following there, Patricia. Definitely got to follow up on that. So great to have Patricia in the house. Sandy Beach in the house. There is IMD is going to do another sacrifice. Yes, they're going to go cross chain. So Internet Money. They haven't confirmed this, I don't think, but they put the proposition up there as far as I know. I think that's kind of where the status is. But we're going to ask KG in 2 days' time when he comes on the show there. Is IMD is doing another sacrifice? Yeah, so cross-chain, they'll be doing it for that. So I'm excited about that. Red Groove says, don't let Gunther fool you. He says he'll never dump PulseDoge, but remember what he did with Hedron. He's on record as saying he changed his mind. Yeah, that's true, Red Groove. That's why I was talking about it's only as good as the strongest whale, right? So absolutely Red Groove. And that's not to say, because I really like Gunther, he's fantastic, he's done so much for the community, but just take into account that the blockchain's more immutable, trustless, right? But people, when the dollar signs are bling, of course they can drain the pot of gold, as it were. Me too. I don't know, Sandy. I sacrificed in the original. Yeah. So the sacrifice for the original IMD is for the Pulsechain. So the other sacrifices would be for the other chains that then put their product on the chain, which makes sense. I have no problem with that. That's fine. I think we are sacrifice junkies, says Bob. Yeah. No more sacrifices for me to launch unless Richard Hart wallet for RH stuff. Yeah, true that. What else have we got there? Just jump through some of these. Rosso says, went big in RH sacrifices, crumbs for the rest in comparison. Patricia says, I'll buy again when we go down and hit 1-2 cents. I'm getting excited for that, because eventually it's going to go up eventually. Yeah, that's true, Patricia. Very true. Lit just premiered a video. Yeah, hey, well, that's fantastic. So Lit's back on streaming. That's really, really cool to see Lit there. My Life is Awesome is back. So good. Patricia's got the hearts out. Lovely. And hey, what's up, says Pulse Bezos. What's up? Love you, says Patricia. Hey, that's so nice. And Pimp BBQ says, who's Patricia Steer? Well, you got to find out. You got to do the investigation. But a legend, that's for sure. Bob Wells says, Sandy Beach, I think you and I make Superman blush every time, says Bob Wells. Yeah, that's funny. No, I haven't kept up my channel at all. Oh, Patricia, yeah, I guess it's just about what you want to do in life. But man, Patricia's very popular on that channel. Has a huge following, and you won't be surprised. Sandy's here. Woohoo, says Sandra. Hey, Sandra. Good to see you in the house there. Woo, Lit's back. Yeah, Lit is back apparently. What else there? Actually caught a live stream. It says Brett. Hey Brett, good to see you in the house. Dave doesn't. If you see me bouncing in and out all the time, it's because of my work. Says Dave down under. Hey, you gotta work. That's the way it goes. Sandra in the house with the hearts. DB says don't trust Gunther. Bob Well says me as well, David. Sometimes you have to pay attention to work. Yeah, it's true. Hit the like button. Absolutely. Support Superman's hard work. You're so dedicated, says Sandra. I appreciate that. My life is awesome. Is mother's death. That was sad. Yeah, it's a pretty tough thing to go through. And I previously had my mother pass away, so I understand how difficult that is. I always describe the mother in the family like the sun in the solar system. You know, it's a big deal. It's a big deal there. Trisha says I'm a long-time Hex person. Also have a conspiracy channel, but there's no videos on it now. The things I wanted to talk about would get me strikes, and the channel would be deleted. I see, Patricia. Yeah, your conspiracy channel is probably more of a reality channel there, Patricia, because they are. Most of them are real. So there we are. Unto all the crimes, conspiracies or something like that. I think that's the old phrase. All right, we're up to 3.65 cents on a Hex. Let's jump over to Rack and Rochelle. And of course, that's the title of the video. Title of the video is Hex Super Whale Speaks Words of Encouragement. And he does. He's been absolutely awesome or prolific with it lately. Let's get into it. So he came out with this 11 hours ago. Rough day. So we're going to switch on that. Rough day in the market. Don't worry, my fellow Hexkins. So you're safe with Hex and soon with PHEX. I have the perfect song for today. Pulsechain fixes this. So cool. And it's got the original there on YouTube there. So I won't play the music because obviously I'll get copyrighted. But this is here on nomics.com. Here is on Nomics, and this is a bit of a feed of all the red prices on the moment. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm not sure if he's done any other replies there, but very, very, very nice. Lots of people in there. So from Rackham. So that is a pretty cool rough day in the market. Don't worry, my fellow Hexkins, you're safe with Hex and soon with PHEX. So a great piece of encouragement there from Rackham. He also had something here as well. Just a warning here: get off BlockFi now. Wait until the takeover is done. I do not trust this at all. Hexkins, they are very disingenuous in their business practices. We have community members in BlockFi, so that was to do with this. FTX close to buying crypto lender BlockFi for knockdown price of 25 million. So there's a bit of word for warning there from Rackham. So if you are involved on the BlockFi one there, you can take that under consideration. Let's say that much. So that's from Rackham. Woohoo! So very, very cool. He's been doing absolutely like a boss. Now I think he's doing YouTube channel. He's been on Twitter Spaces a few times. We've had some really good golden nuggets come out from him about what he's planning to do or indicating to do. So exciting. Power City, let's get on to it. Woohoo! Power City. Before we get to Power City, let's get into Hex Daily Stats. We've got day numbers of 941. Must be off the press there. There it is. Let's get into it. 30th of June, the end of the month, folks. The end of June. Slightly down 2.5% there. 3.668 cents is the price. Let me just get rid of my comment here because it's a bit big, this one. It's funny. I always leave. So often I leave it on a big comment. Not just a small comment. They're fine. But the big comments, I always accidentally leave it there. That's hilarious. Let me just make this a little bigger too. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me just make that a little bigger. All right, so we got the payout today, 6.139. Interesting trend lately is we haven't had a lot of penalties. That's been very bullish for me. Not a lot of penalties. Oh, Hex price 3.73. Woohoo! Let's go. Sorry, I had to interrupt that for a sec. So there we are. So we got the T-share price at the moment. And let me just scroll this along here. I think I've got this too big, haven't I? Too big. Maybe it's a little bit better there, just a little bit smaller. So we've got the T-share payout today, 6.139. We've had pretty low payouts, not much penalties. So normally when we've got chaos and volatility, we've got people burning their stakes, their big paydays, they burn. I got to get out. I got to save my cat or something, whatever. But we haven't seen that. It's really dried up from that point of view. That's an interesting trend. Trend is your friend, as I say. T-share price there, $839. T-share rate up 3.7 to 22864. Remember, you can, if you do a 10-year stake, you can get that for the third of the price to get a T-share. So that's while the Hex price is lower in the bottom of a parabolic or whatever, or fractal or whatever you want to call it, you can get that. So cool. Average stake length 6.59 years, and the APY 38.6%. So APY means annual percentage yield, and of course it's kind of like a compounded rate. Includes the interest or inflation, as we call it, from Hex, and emergency end stake penalty. So that's a basic breakdown for that. Liquidity there, we've gone from 192 to 198.6 million in the Hex there, and we've still got over $10 million in the pool there, which is cool. I always like it when it's over 10 million. Always get a little bit annoyed when it's below 10 million. Just the way it is there. 1,000 ETH in the pool. Let's have a look at T-shares, up 5,000 to 10,427,000 T-shares. We're having a look through some of the rest of it. The rest of it's pretty quiet. Stake percentage of coins, 9.43% of all Hex is staked at the moment. Penalty is very low, 186,000. And change in current stake is up 12 to 97,207. And we've got slightly negative on the current wallets there. So I just presume that this is if wallets get completely cleaned out of Hex. That's the way I see this negative number. So a little bit not completely clear on these negative numbers, because we haven't had a lot of them until this last 10 days. So typically we're always growing in the wallet stuff there. We occasionally, like there, we had -4 there. Anyway, we're just taking the source data for what it is, and that way it is. But generally we've been growing the wallets, and of course the stakes have been growing. But we want to get these stake numbers into 3-digit numbers. That's where we want to head. So I always encourage everybody to onboard people, rain or shine. With obviously with the pullback in Hex price, it's a great entry for people to get into T-share stakes. As we said, you can get T-shares for a couple $100 at the moment. If you're doing a 10-year stake, $839. That's fairly cheap to get T-shares, particularly if you do 10 years. That's a third of that price. So it's pretty good there. We're up to day number 942 now, and we'll see how we get on. Day 942. That's where we're at, and we're heading up towards 1,000 days, and 1,095 days will be 3 years of Hex. So we're counting it up, folks. We're over 2.5 years old, and getting older. That's just the way it goes. You got to grow up sometimes and leave home. That's what happens. It's part of facts of life. Facts of life. All right, cool. So that's cool. We got Hex at 3.737 cents, getting a Hex token channel pump. All right, so that's cool. Let's get that back up there. Let's get the Hex charts. We're going to pull that up also to the quad charts there. Let's see if we can get this breaking out. We want to get this breaking out. Let's go for a breakout on the Hex chart there. Let's show who's boss out there in the markets. All right, so what else we got there? Power City. This came out, Power City post, pretty cool. So we're going to check this out. Let's have a look here. What else we got there? A couple comments here. Talking about Lits. Yeah, Lits cool. That's there. Yeah. All right, so I think we got up to that. So anyway, we got Power City here, and of course they posted this. Behold the Power City ecosystem, bask in its majesty there. It's stake in one place to earn a share of fees from multiple dApps. And I do think this is going to be one of the premier projects on Pulsechain. And of course, they're going to offer major utility as well, which is very important. So we're going to check that out here. So they got this new chart here. I do encourage you to, if you want to check this out, I'm going to copy the link, paste that in the chat there. Definitely check it out. Especially if you have sacrificed for Power City, that'd be of more importance as well. Or if you're going to look to actually use the platform. But they've got the Power City core, and of course we play that every day. That's our funky music play out at the end of our live stream. So we've got the Power core there. They're going to have Pixel Park NFT marketplace. They're going to be one of the 4 or 5 native Pulsechain ones really competing hard. Although we are seeing a couple of new players emerge. That we went through that 107 projects. So there are 1 or 2 other marketplaces coming in. So it's going to be a fairly competitive market there in the NFT marketplace. But I suspect that we'll probably have 3 or 4 do particularly well. And that excludes OpenSea coming over to Pulsechain, which I suspect will probably be a very likely occurrence because they're obviously on Ethereum and Polygon there. Pixel Park, the NFT marketplace, Amplifier Loan Booster, the accelerated yield compounder, and the flex product there. So this is the one that's going to eat up Hex, just like Base and Team and Maxi and the HSI stakes, indirectly ICOSA. This is the flex product. Awesome stuff. This is probably more similar to Base, but it's kind of a hybrid between Base and Maxi, as I understand it. They're going to have different staking terms. That's going to eat up more Hex off the market, so I'm bullish about that. I love this stuff. And so all these are going to have fees, and they're all going to flow into the power core. So if you're staking the Watt token, that's AWATT, the Watt token in core, you will be earning fees from all these utilities. And look at them, they're all quality products. They're all no-brainers, right? No-brainers. So very, very cool. So you take your Watt token from your MetaMask, you stake it in the core, and then you're going to get PLS staking rewards. OMG, you want PLS? And you want some diversity in your portfolio. This is a really great thing here. And look at all these quality. These aren't crap. These are all quality. These aren't speculative. Maybe they'll do well. These all look pretty solid to me. Obviously not investment advice, but just my own opinions. The other thing, of course, they're also going to have the transformer cross-chain swap here. So we're talking about utility. This is incredible utility here. Obviously, we've got Pulse Ramp coming up, the official Pulsechain bridge between Ethereum and Pulsechain. Of course, that is going to be the fastest way to mass adoption. Plus, it's going to pump stable coins into PulseX and price up things really well. So we've got that. Yield farming as well. And of course, this one here, transformer cross-chain swap there. So 6 different chains there, Pulsechain, Ethereum, etc. all going in there, BNB, BSC, I guess it's BSC, all going in there as well. So going to be pretty cool there into this blockchain. So nice. That's going to be powerful. So big deal. This is a big deal, this utility. And so we're going to have not just the main official bridge, but cross-chain bridges as well coming on the Pulsechain. This is super bullish, guys, honestly. So big shout out to them. Get a good big heart on that one. Nice. Leave good feedback on that because that is so good. So sweet. You guys are connecting to Phantom. Yeah. So multi-chains there. Cool. As well. So nice. Yeah. Not many comments in there. I'd get on there and comment on that. That is looking good. And I like how they've reorganized their flow sheet there too. That's very, very easy to follow. Nice. Okay. So looking good. We're coming up on an hour. We did an hour. How's that? Pretty good. KD says Power City, explosive. Yeah. Love Rackham, says James Bond. He is a cool dude. Yeah, talk about lit, I guess. Patricia says off topic and not off topic. My full name is Patricia Lynn Steer. That's PLS. That is cool, Patricia. RNG, rocking it with me. How nice. He comes in here and now and then. He does. Who does? Lit does? Rackham does. Yeah, Rackham does come in here now and then. Yeah, I've seen him in here. He's a boss. Yep. There's a PC coming to your channel, Pulse City. I need to have Power City come. Don't I, Sandy Beach? I mean, I cover Power City more than anybody, and I should have Power City on there. We have tried. I think we have tried to arrange a meeting, but I think they just got busy distracted. So I will try and get them on here, Sandy, in the coming week. How about we do that? I have them on so much. We should do. We had Magic Upright on here, so that was cool. They sure should. Yeah. All right, cool. That's a good idea. Yeah, okay. We'll organize that. So that is pretty much that. What time we're doing? It's 12:30. It's probably a pretty good time to wrap up. On that same, we've got Power City. Let's just check back on the markets. We've got Hex at 3.7 cents, and that's going up there. Look at that. Woohoo! Hex token channel pump. All right, I shouldn't get too excited about that because it could go green, it could go red, right? So I don't want to get over here, but hey, we're getting there. Nice little channel pump to finish the live stream. I love it. Now, this is the first live stream, right? I'm going to do 2 live streams a day. That's what I do, Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex. Cool. So catch me for the second live stream in about 5 hours' time, and we'll be covering other cool stuff there for sure. Awesome, says Sandy Beach. I might have to stack a little more for PC, says Bob Wells. Yeah, they're really, delivering. Now, they all got large teams, actually, too. So, Internet Money's got large team of developers. Power City's got a large team of developers and the cross-chain specialists and things like that. So, these teams are really moving forward. It's really exciting to see. Woohoo! It's probably a good thing that, Pulsechain's delayed because these teams are able to, finish these products and get them polished up all ready to go. So I think things are lining up. stars. I mean, we all want Pulsechain yesterday, but I think actually as things are playing out in the market, from a development side, from a testing side, from a market condition side, hopefully it's going to launch all together at the right time. It seems to be playing out that way. Thank you, says Sandy Beach. You're welcome. And you got the emojis from there as well. Thanks for Pulsechain. I got thanks for Pulsechain, but it's supposed to be thanks for watching. That's hilarious. How did I write that, man? That's some crazy stuff right there. Thanks for watching. I was talking about Pulsechain and I wrote Pulsechain. That's hilarious. All right, cool. Awesome gang, says Bob. Will be well later. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let me post out the emojis. If you're Hex Token channel members, smash them out. And a big shout out to all subscribers and members. I do appreciate the support. Let's have a look at the subscribers. 4798. So if you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button. We're trying to hit that 4,800 mark. It's being a bit stubborn at this stage, so definitely subscribe to the channel. We'll see if we can get there today. 4,800. All right. What else am I doing? I'm doing something else. We're going to play our theme song. Let's play our theme song for the moment. Here we go. Power City teaser. Let's go. Woohoo! Pop on. Yeah, here we go. Go on. We're going to do this early morning. Well, it's actually midday. We're going to get into it. I got my snake eyes, my snake hands. Yeah, Fat Sammy says bear market hype. Absolutely, man. All right, catch you guys later on today. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you for the second live stream in 5 hours' time. Woo-hoo-hoo. Look at that Hex Token pump, channel pump. Let's look at it. There it is. Let's full screen that sucker. Let's go. This is a Hex Token channel pump right on. We're going to celebrate during the bear. That's just the way to go. Respect the pump. That's the way to finish this live stream. Awesome. Look at that. 3.743 cents. Let's see if we can get a little rally on. Let's see if we can fulfill what the chart's telling me here. It's been a tough ride, but trend reversal is still in play. Let's see if we can actually execute that. Bye, 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 bye. I keep talking. Why do I keep talking? I got to stop talking. Okay, there we go. Nice one. All right. Bye for now. Peace.